All right, welcome to our new show, Anime Kurasu.
Yeah.
I am Papa Glitch-san.
I'm Glitch-kun.
And I'm Elk-chan.
Hello, John.
No.
And here we're gonna just talk about anime and how much we love it.
And
I'm of the older anime types. I haven't really had that much time to get around to the fun stuff that's been coming out the last couple of years, but maybe 4 or 5. And these two are amazingly knowledgeable on anime.
The gurus.
Let's
of anime.
let's start out, Glitch Kun,
Yeah.
by the definition of anime.
The definition of anime. All right, so we're going to be talking about what we believe is the definition of anime. But first off, the definition from Google is a style of Japanese film and television animation, typically aimed at adults as well as children. So, Japanese cartoons that have a large array of who they target.
Yeah, well, that's any cartoon from what?
Any cartoons.
Japanese style film and television.
Yeah.
That's kind of broad scope and really
Very.
doesn't really help us too much on this
But
one.
Yeah.
Honestly, fits well.
I was going to say it does because
Like,
It's too broad scope.
But you have to be broad scope when you're talking about anime.
yeah.
yes.
And like everyone thinks it's like, oh, anime's for kids.
Yeah,
Nope.
everywhere.
No, I mean
Yeah.
there's anime that's definitely too
Yeah, I was gonna say,
adult for any kid.
It's almost like, just to compare it to American cartoons, SpongeBob. That's college humor, but no little kid's going to understand that.
Yeah, SpongeBob. I still love watching it today.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll turn it on when no kids are around.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
I'm like that.
So you can get a good laugh out of it. Like,
Oh yeah,
I do the same
It's
thing
good
with
stuff.
children's movies. Like, that stuff used to go over my
Oh,
head.
Pixar. No,
Disney.
Pixar is so good at making
Yeah,
it
they really
for
are.
adults and for kids. Well,
Yeah.
technically for kids because of the fart jokes, but everything else about it is just completely awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like let's put it. One of my favorite anime that people don't call anime is Avatar: The Last Airbender from Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Praise.
Amazing. And it was like they put everything, all the styles they need,
Yeah.
just threw it right into the anime. And
But
people,
because it doesn't come from Japan, it's not classified as an anime, apparently.
That's bull.
Which, yeah, exactly. Anime is actually short for animation.
Yeah.
So really, and me growing up with Avatar: The Last Airbender, like that was my introduction really into the anime world. And since like, if you look up Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's gonna recommend a ton of other anime. Like, you can't not call it an anime, really.
It has anime characteristics, of which, it's
well, let's talk about the characteristics.
All right. There's definitely the art style that is
The art style.
overly...
Yeah.
The
It was very stylized.
The
It was actually
emotional,
stylized
like-
to be
Yeah.
late 80s, early 90s.
yeah, I was just saying
and-
like the emotional content of which it deeply expands between further than physical into like mental, and it pays a lot more attention to
I mean,
If there's,
over expressivism, would you call it that? Like
yeah, probably.
where they really show emotions, and the actors, if they're really good, just emote from just the bottom of their hearts. It's
Yeah.
just amazing.
If there's one thing that anime is really good about, it's their expression, how they express emotions and stuff.
Yeah, especially like in English. Like, we all know, like, Avatar: The Last Airbender was a mainly English thing, and like, even in that is one of the better English anime that honestly that I've watched. And it, in a way, they put emotion into the English language, which for anybody who's foreign actually understands that our language just really isn't
It's pretty
as
monotonous.
it's pretty. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of emotion.
But that's where you're going to get the problem with like an actor that's dubbing.
Yeah.
Versus a Japanese actor that throws it right in.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
most of them are just reading lines and are just, they're not.
Becoming the character that they are, versus in Japan it really seems like they are that character. They are
in
essence.
Japanese, like when speaking it, the way that you're saying it dictates certain meanings. Like
Exactly.
completely
It's the
different.
same thing in Spanish
Saying,
too.
Like daisuki is like, but like daisuki is love. There's two
Yeah,
different ways.
Exactly.
that it can go.
Like,
Wow.
it's same as in Spanish. Like, if you were to say one word, it would mean something completely different if you put it into a different context, versus like English, you can't really like do that. It's kind of difficult.
That kind of goes into another one of the animes that people don't consider anime because it came from Austin, Texas. That's Ruby.
Ruby.
Rooster Teeth's
Yes.
Ruby is absolutely fantastic. Oh my gosh, Monty was a god.
Oh,
He was
Rest
just
in peace.
absolutely amazing, and he actually is the inspiration for why we started this company
Yeah.
and why
Very good
we're moving
inspiration.
on. Oh my gosh, what he did even beforehand without any actual dialogue.
yeah.
And what were those two things? It was
Dead Fantasy.
Dead Fantasy, up to 7, I think he did. I'm not sure if they did any
Yeah.
further
It
than
was
that.
maybe 6.
He went
7.
6, yeah.
His actions speak louder than words, and like what he was doing was really something that's kind of just screamed like, you can all do this. Like, this isn't impossible.
And I remember seeing him on a podcast with Rooster Teeth, and seeing him, and even in the background when he was just talking, or not even talking, when the Achievement Hunter guys were doing something, and I think they were doing a race around the area that they were doing in chairs, and he came out and he was in his mocap suit, and he was just watching them do it, and he was elegant walker. Everything about him was fantastic.
He had
And-
a presence.
Yeah,
If
he
there
did.
was a thing about it, he would never waste any time. Like, no matter what. It was basically his...
And
Yeah.
and
Motto.
if you've heard, he actually chose each of the actors for how he felt that they would connect with his character.
Yeah.
And Lindsay is by far one of my favorite voice actresses and people, actually. And Michael is also right up there.
Yeah.
So just the 4 people in Ruby, are just they're anime.
Yeah.
And
It's anime.
being the fact that it is actually going to be playing this summer in Japan,
Japan.
on
Oh.
TV is just, it says it's anime.
It's
I mean,
come
there's
it's
nothing
come a
else.
long way since it started.
So anime is now, I would say,
It has its own
global.
manga as well.
It does.
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say like
It's,
manga, manhwa.
Awesome.
Anime is definitely global now. It's not from Japan. It's
Yeah.
It's
all
was
you
gonna
have to
say-
do is have a style. Like we have, future shows that we're going to do, and they're going to be in the anime style.
Hopefully
Yep.
will
Yep.
be considered. But
Well, I mean, even if they aren't, we're going to be as much as we can be.
Oh yeah.
So it is what it is. But that takes us to the controversy aspect of what is
Yeah.
anime and who likes it, and what it is that, like, I mean, we're not, well, okay. I'm older, Papa Glitch. And, it's just, it is something that I've always loved, and it's not like, I can fall into any category of these people that go to cons and do all this.
Yeah.
We'll go to some cons in the future, but
hopefully.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, you see from like going to conventions and stuff, you see a huge range of people. Like I've seen old men cosplaying, and it's a really good feeling too. Like honestly, like, and it's a really good feeling because like when I was younger, it used to be one of those things where I was like terrified because like my mom was always like, "Oh, you're gonna outgrow this," but like, and I was like
Nothing
terrified of that
It's a
thought
way of
because
life.
it's a way of life. It's
it
not
is.
exactly like a bad thing, and because like I don't live, eat, sleep, and breathe anime, but it's a really big portion of how I express myself, and the thought of outgrowing that to me was like terrifying. But now, being where I am, I realize that like you can't outgrow that. You can't just be like, oh, goodbye. You're not just gonna leave it behind.
I hope it's just a phase. Yeah.
Well,
It's sort
yeah.
of phase, mom.
I've been watching anime since I was 18, and I'm 42, no, 41. 41. And once you get to a certain age, you don't count
Yeah,
anymore.
you don't count.
And I started with Marmalade Boy, which is, it's an early 90s, or no, late 80s, I think, anime. And it drew me in. And I watched, Fushigi Yugi, watched, let's see, what was that? Saber Marionette J, and it's just, these things are just, they're amazing, and they will just keep you going.
Yeah. And kind of like when you're feeling down, it almost makes you see, like, sometimes the situations are some of the ones where it's like no one else near you is having that situation, but then anime kind of like, it can be your kind of escape. It's a world away.
Someone in anime is always going through something that you're going through.
Exactly. And it's like, it's a way to connect and kind of just get away, but at the same time still be in reality.
Now, when zombies come out of the earth and do
That's a
things,
little-
that's going to be a little
Or
more
you can
difficult to
defeat
deal
an
with.
enemy with one punch.
One Punch Man.
Saitama.
All right.
Yeah.
So, how about some stereotypes of
God.
anime? Like every person who watches anime is obviously into tentacle hentai.
Yaoi, Yuri. No, it's not all. It's not all that.
It's not all vines doing things, or whatever the
Tentacle-sama.
tentacles going after you, doing bad things to you. No,
it's
No.
always that.
That's
there's
not it.
what slice of life is one type,
Yeah.
which is basically just
Like,
the
Your Lie in
human
April.
growing.
We'll get into some of the actual types
Yeah.
of anime and
Yeah.
start discussing what they
Yeah.
are later. But yeah, there's like slices of life, action,
Comedy.
basically anything that you will find anywhere else in the world
Yeah.
is also in anime.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
It's just the art styles and stuff
Yeah.
that we like help express some of the
exactly.
stories
And like,
a little bit more.
not all anime is bad. Like, there's even popular anime among people who aren't anime friendly, so-called. Yuri on Ice, every sports anime that's ever existed, like Free, Kokoro no Basket, every sports anime.
Every
You can't
sports
forget to
anime.
mention Haikyuu because that's another really popular one. Like, those aren't what everybody thinks they are. There's a lot of hidden messages in that, and the fact that people don't always understand the whole. It's not all this.
So we're going to talk about other types.
Other
or-
stereotypes, or
You have no life if you watch anime.
That's a pretty good stereotype.
You're 100% an otaku if you.
Weeb.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a different one.
Yeah, no, that
Okay,
Not
let's
everybody-
talk about weebs. Weebs
eat, sleep, breathe, live anime. They
well,
are anime.
Okay, I mean those. Okay, there's a difference between otaku and
Exactly.
weeaboos. Otaku, they respect. They're
Boundaries.
just gamers, anime fans. They more avid normally.
Hashtag all otaku here.
But if you call someone a weeaboo, okay, so what people normally think a weeaboo is American person who watches anime. That's not what it is.
Way wrong, actually.
It's actually pretty insulting to call someone a weeaboo just because they like anime. It's actually someone who disrespects the
Boundaries of other people's interests.
oh yeah, and
They force it onto others. It's almost like a political protest, at least to me.
they disrespect the culture of Japan.
There you go.
Because based off of anime, yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's one of those things where like, I've known a couple weebs. For most people, it's a phase. I know I
Yeah.
went through a weeb phase.
Of course.
I definitely
Everyone-
did.
everyone who watch anime
And
will probably always go through.
You're constant, like,
weeb phase.
weebs usually are constantly making references, and it's one of those things where, like, they don't talk about anything but, and it's kind of one of those things they force it onto people who don't really, like, particularly have an interest and have expressed their disinterest.
But to talk about like having no life and everything is
Yeah.
anime. I'm married. I have 4 kids, and it's a matter of finding time for it. But it's still one of the loves of my life.
Yeah.
It's like just to be able to share a certain type of show with somebody. Granted, my wife not into anime because I watch it in Japanese and I watch it subbed.
Nah,
So
Subtitles are better.
I know some Japanese, but not enough to see it. But I definitely, it's something that gets to me. It brings me into their world.
Yeah.
And that to me is the blessing of what anime is.
Exactly. It's an escape from reality, hard times. I know that, like, when I'm kind of in a pinch and I can't really think of anything else to do, I kind of like to just take myself away and kind of just watch something that'll make me smile and make me feel a little better. Like, honestly, I binge watched Free in a weekend, even though I've watched it 5 times before. Free Eternal Summer, man. Gets to you.
Well, I mean, like, just in case people want to know where you can watch anime, Crunchyroll is a good one.
Crunchyroll.
Hulu.
Hulu
They update
actually
everything
has
as it's coming out. Attack on Titan Season 2, people.
what's the other one? It's like
Funimation.
Funimation
the
is
dubbed
another one.
If you want to watch dubs.
If you want to watch
They have
dubs.
subs, too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
They're
but
moving most
they're-
of their stuff over to Crunchyroll, I believe. 'Cause
they're-
Yeah,
they
they are.
it's a co-op thing now.
combined.
Yep.
And Netflix is coming out with a couple too.
Yeah.
One of my favorite new ones is from there, the Seven
And
Deadly
Amazon.
Sins.
Amazon Prime has a lot of stuff, too.
Oh, that's cool. So, you
More
can
selective.
basically watch it
You can
everywhere,
almost
evidently.
everywhere.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
then there's more shady areas which you shouldn't do. Because
Yeah, don't do
people-
that. People need
Hey.
Support
people
the
need money
official release,
because-
people.
yeah.
Speaking of supporting the official release, that's a good one. Let's go into that. All right, so there are the abridged series that are out there, and I've yet to actually watch SAO, Sword Art Online. But the abridged first season was just unbelievable. It takes them 3 or 4 months to do it each episode, but oh my gosh, I was just cracking up the entire time.
My sister's ringtone is actually a line from the SAO abridged. Nice. And it's literally just, and there's no need to wonder where your God is, because he's right here. And he's fresh out of mercy. That is literally my sister's ringtone, I'm not gonna lie.
That's the best. That's
it's so funny.
Corito.
Amazing.
Love him.
Yeah, those guys, shout out to them.
We're heading close to wrap up time.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, so guess next time we'll be talking about other fun anime stuff.
If you have any suggestions, those are more than welcome. Yeah,
if you have any suggestions of what to talk about, or if you actually want to just send us a line, just go put something in the comments below. We'll read it. If you're mean, hey, we'll read them even faster. And it's just one of those things that we want to share our love for anime, and I think if you like and subscribe, we'll just keep doing more of these. Or if you don't like and subscribe, we'll keep doing more of these because we love anime.
No matter what you do, we're still gonna keep doing it.
That's it for now. We'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
I again am Papa Glitch-san.
Glitch-kun.
And Elk-chan.
And see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.